Hey guys, so I'm not the ultimate authority on Somaliland or any other place that I talk about in these videos. If you find an error in the facts that I present, because I'm sure I'm not perfect, let me know and I will fix it in the comments below. On to the video. All right, just had to turn off the light. Somaliland is a breakaway region of the recognized country of Somalia, and it desperately wants to be recognized as its own sovereign country. Somaliland is located on the Horn of Africa, east of Ethiopia, and north of the other part of Somalia. The Gulf of Aden also borders it to the north. The climate in Somaliland is semi-arid, and the daytime temp can get up to between 77 and 95 degrees, depending on the day and the season of year. The average temp in the winter is 63, and in the summer it's 75, but it can get way hotter than that. It can get up to like 90, 100 degrees in the summer. Most of the land is desert and arid, however there are some green areas. The mountains and some other areas that are green do exist within the region. There is a notable mountain range in the region called the Khao Madao Mountains, and Mount Sarad is the highest point in the region. The capital and largest city and the seat of government are all in the city called Hargeisa, and an important coastal city called Berbera, being important because it has a port which is its main place where they export goods to the Middle East. Since they have this direct port, they do not have to pay fees for transporting things through other countries, especially since they are an unrecognized country where that is more difficult. The land has been inhabited since at least 4000 BC, but most likely much before. There is rock art near Hargeisa that dates back to between 3000 BC and 9000 BC. So here's the quick condensed history section. Ancient civilizations. Kingdom of Punt. Islamic sultanates. Ottoman Empire. Modern sultanates. British Somaliland. Post-independence state. Integration into Somalia. Somali national movement. Badr persecution. Somali civil war. Modern unrecognized government where we are today. Since virtually all Somalilanders are Muslim, their government also understandably is unapologetically Muslim. Goodness, hard to read that one. However, their government structure is very modern, especially for the area that they're in. The executive branch of their government is led by an elected president, whose government includes a vice president and a council of ministers. These councils of ministers, who are responsible for running the normal day-to-day actions in the government, are appointed by the president and approved by a parliament. These ministers are appointed by the president and are approved by the president's House of Representatives. Similar to how it works in the United States, the president must approve bills passed by parliament before they go into law. Although they are not a recognized government, they have the most free and fair elections on the Horn of Africa. In 2003, they had a democratic election and a man named Dahir Kayin won. Since then, there have been about 3 presidential elections and parliamentary elections, making it a very democratic government system for that area. As of 2020, the current and 5th president of Somaliland is Muse Bihi Abdi, elected in 2017. Historically, the people in Somaliland have had very different clans, and basically their modern government is a modern version of those clans, but in a governmental version. The New York Times reported, and they said this about it. Quote, with no Western experts at their elbow, they have designed a political system that minimizes clan rivalries while carving out a special role for clan elders, the traditional pillars of Somali society. They have held 3 rounds of multi-party elections, no small feat in a region, the Horn of Africa, where a multi-party democracy is mostly a rumor. Somalia, for one, has not had free elections since the 1960s. So the Somaliland government and just general system is a nice change from the civil wars and all the violence and stuff in Somalia for about the past 50 years. Even though they are not internationally recognized as a separate nation, Somaliland has several semi-official political contacts with other nations. They also have a 75,000 strong military. The military is under the command of the current president, and their equipment is generally old Soviet-made weapons. The small navy, which Britain has helped train and finance, has been somewhat successful in slowing down piracy in the region. The local money in Somalia is called the shilling and is backed by their central bank. The GDP in 2019 was about $2 billion US dollars. If you divide that number by the population, which is about 3.5 million people, then the average yearly wages is about $571 United States. However, a friend that I have that works in the capital, Hargeisa, he worked there a few days as a construction worker and he got about $6 per day. And if you work for about 200-ish days per year, 150, then that would go up to about, I think the number was around $1,000 to $2,000 a year. So obviously the 571 number is obviously not perfect, and people are obviously being paid more for certain things. The major trading partners of Somaliland are Ethiopia, the United Arab Emirates, Kenya, Oman, and India. The backbone of the economy is the trade of livestock, often traded with countries in the Gulf like Oman and the United Arab Emirates. Almost 30% of the entire GDP of Somaliland is money sent back by expats who work in other countries and send money back to their families. Here in the West, we still use credit cards, cash to pay for a lot of things. But since the Somaliland shilling is about 500 shillings for $1, you have to carry so many notes that paying with your phone.
Everybody pays on their phone. That, what is it? The Zad?
Zad, yeah.
Zad, yeah.
Because there's that and there's Idahab. There's two actually.
Like even little children have that.
Yeah.
It's so funny. They
Made a lot easier.
But paying with your phone, just sending put in $1,000 or 1,000 shillings, send that message to a certain number. It basically goes from your account to their account and they get the money. So in some ways, it's even more advanced than the West because most people don't use Apple Pay or anything. Tourism is heavily appreciated by the government and the locals alike. It brings in money and it brings awareness to the outside world of the existence of Somaliland, which most people don't even know about. The region has 2 international airports, one in Berbera, the port city, and one in Hargeisa, the capital. The caves that I previously mentioned are one of the top tourist destinations in the region. Some believe the art is over 10,000 years old, and it is in very good condition because it was only discovered 18 years ago in 2002. Visiting the caves and other historic sites in cities is encouraged by the government. There is also a mountain range that I previously mentioned that other people visit. The government of Somaliland requires almost all foreigners to take armed guards with them when they leave the cities. This is for their own protection and also so that if there's any problems, the tourist will stay safe and Somaliland's reputation will not be destroyed. I'll put some links down below for videos of people who have gone to Somaliland and for more information. As I previously mentioned, there are about 3.5 million people living in Somaliland, and the vast majority of them are Sunni Muslim. Any religious minorities that exist are well under probably 10,000, and officially they are not known. Many people in Somaliland speak 2 of the 3 languages, Somali, Arabic, or English. Somali and Arabic are the 2 official languages, and English is generally used when communicating with people outside of their area. Somaliland is one of those places that most people have never heard of, but to the people that live there, it's home. Stay tuned, the next video is about a place in America where it is pretty much legal to kill someone. You will not go to jail, nothing will happen to you. Thanks for watching, have a great day.